Hi everybody, my name is Tanya. I wanted to make a quick video about these beautiful Coleus that I just got delivered yesterday from Rosy Dawn Gardens. Wanted to give a description of what all these kinds are in case you wanted to order some yourself. Today is June 6th. These were shipped out a few days ago. They made it here in 2 days, which was awesome. The root balls were still all very moist, so none of them really dried out. They were a little smushed when we got them because they're rolled up, packaged very well in cardboard. Rosy Dawn actually puts out their own video on what you should do when you get your package. And how to treat them. I did soak these, even though they were still moist. I did soak them for about an hour, hour and a half, some of them 2 hours, because I was potting them in water just to make sure that they were really wet. They were in, I think they're called peat moss, little cups, you know, that you plant your seeds in. I did see a video from someone else who got her stuff from Rosy Dawn, and she cut them off, but she got hers in April, and so I don't think the roots had started working their way through it. I started cutting mine off and then quickly realized that was probably not a good idea because the roots had made their way through it. So you apparently do not need to do that. So if you get your stuff earlier, maybe you want to do it. I would not recommend doing that if you're getting your plants in, May or June. But so I'm going to go from back and left to right. So this right here, this guy's Trusty Rusty. I've got them in the sun, even though I'm going to pull them out of the sun as soon as I'm done with this video because they need to be hardened more. I just got them yesterday. So, but look at those pretty colors. So pretty. Little leggy. I actually might snip this guy, at least one of them, and get another Trusty Rusty, unless it's patented. We'll see. I need to actually check and see if you're allowed to do that, if it's just for private use. I liked having it next to this potato vine just so you can see the different colors. This is pretty yellow already, which is very exciting. And this right here, this is Redhead. I have not trimmed these. There were a couple where the leaves were really bad and I pulled those off, but I have not given these a haircut, nor have I really treated them. I'm going to do that as soon as I get off this video. They do recommend giving these a haircut. This one is a little leggier than I probably would want, so I will likely do that and maybe start propagating right away, because look at the color on that. Oh my god, it's so pretty. This one, oh, I love this one. I actually just trimmed a few leaves off. There were a lot more of the bright pink when I first got it, just because they'd taken a beating, I think, in shipping. That one's still a little rough, but this is Alabama Sunset. Look at how pretty, look at how healthy the stems are. These are solid plants, even if they get to you a little rough. No doubt, Coleus are so tough once you get past the weather issue. Getting above 50 degrees, they do such a good job. This here's Beale Street. Oh, look at how big that is already. I guess it is June, but wow. This one I don't think I really need to trim much. Maybe a little bit, just to make it really bushy. I am gonna probably do a mix of pots and landscaping. I live in Denver, which is zone 6A. Most of these say they are sun tolerant. However, in my experience, when you are a mile closer to the sun, sun tolerant does not mean the same thing as it does in other areas. I'm curious if there are any other people in Colorado watching this, what their experience has been of these. Historically, none of my plants have done very well. Some of them survived, but they barely grew if they had full afternoon sun. So I think particularly here, even our sun tolerant ones really do need some shade, or maybe some early morning sun only. This is Coleosaurus. I'm going to hold it up to here so you can see the color. Look at that. So pretty. Most of these are green. There are a few yellow, which honestly I thought was maybe overwatered ones. I did tug on them a bit and they did not come out. So I'm honestly not sure yet, but I'm excited. I hope it does turn the yellow that it's supposed to turn. Very pretty. That's Coleosaurus. This one here is Brighto. God, the pictures of this one are so pretty. You can see it is starting to get some vibrant color. Hold it up next to that. Again, great growth. It looks like it's been cared for. I may trim her down a little bit there, at least one of those. Maybe make another plant right off the bat in case I accidentally cook any of these. So these are not the pots I'm obviously going to keep them in, but again, given the sun issues here in Denver, I wanted to be able to put these where I wanted to have them. Sorry, this is like bothering me. She's got a dead leaf hanging off. But be able to move them around if it's clear that that is not a good spot for them. So this just makes it easier for me because the pots are not as heavy. This here's Wasabi. That's Wasabi. It's very similar in color. Very tall. This thing's supposed to get huge. They did say on their site that this is their most sun tolerant of them. This one looks a little beat up. Again, you know, I'm getting these. I'm guessing I'm probably one of their later orders. I think they only deliver through the end of next week. So I'm probably not getting the best of their best plants, but they still look great. And again, it's Coleus. These things are so tough. Our growing season here in Denver is not super long. Like by September, I'll be probably bringing these in just because they don't handle cold very well, and our weather here is insane. I am glad I waited since we actually had a massive hailstorm last week, and some parts of my neighborhood got baseball-sized hail, which was insane. We get tons of hail. I guess we're actually the second highest hail state, second only to Texas. This was a bonus plant. So I ordered 12. They sent me this for free. Again, I think this might be a perk of being on the back end of ordering, where they're just trying to get rid of some of their inventory. Look at this thing. I mean, this is like 4 plants all by itself. This one is called Maharaja, I'm guessing. I don't know for sure. Maharaja. But yeah, look at that one. I think it's humongous. It's not a mounding plant. It's pretty loose. I probably will put this in its own pot. Definitely going to trim at least 1 or 2 of these off and make a different plant, and then maybe hopefully it won't be quite as floppy, but the colors on it are stunning. I mean, this would be pretty with a bunch of other kinds of flowers around it, or maybe a potato vine. But yeah, that's really, really pretty. And then we've got, I'm going to start back over here. So again, we've got Trusty Rusty, Redhead, Alabama Sunset, Beale Street. That was Coleosaurus, right? Yes, Coleosaurus, Brighto, Wasabi, and the Maharaja, I think. And this one, Solar Shadow. I was super excited about this one. I tried to order dipped in wine. It was sold out at Rosy Gardens. I did find it at a local nursery, so I'm excited that I got it. I think these two may look somewhat similar, but this in the pictures looked beautiful. They gave it a haircut. This one's pretty small for June, but again, look at the little leaves that are growing. They're really like hard almost. It's really interesting leaves, but I'm excited to see what happens with this one. My son is fading quickly. This is Mariposa. This is probably the one that looked the most beat up. I think the insides are supposed to be like that. I didn't know if it had something. I really hope this makes it, because it's in the pictures it looks gorgeous. I'm really gonna try to nurse her back to health, because look at that pink. It's so pretty. Yeah, this is the one I'm the most worried about. This one here is Gilda. This one reminded me a little bit of Brighto. very pretty, has a really interesting color scheme. If I can get my husband to teach me a little more like tech savviness, I may try to insert pictures of what these look like on the website, along with details about how high these grow, if these are mounding versus trailing versus, you know, all that good stuff, just because I like when that information is available when I'm watching these videos. We'll see if he's in a good mood. This here is purple duckfoot. Look at how full this thing is. It's huge, so big. Not super purple. The new growth is definitely green, like under here you can see, definitely green, but very pretty, very full, very interesting leaf shape, which is why I wanted it. It looks just really cool and very different. Purple duckfoot. And last but not least, we've got ruby slipper. So this, I believe, is supposed to be yellow and red. Again, there's some sad looking leaves here. I haven't given these like a thorough water other than soaking them. Again, like pretty much every nursery by June. These had quite a few bugs when I did them in my kitchen. I didn't notice it right when I opened the box. I would not recommend doing that inside your house if you are trying to keep bugs out. And so I mixed up some mosquito bit tea. I'm gonna pour that on the soil. I also ordered some neem oil, which I have never used, so I'm actually going to use it very sparingly on a couple of like very like bottom leaves and just see how the plants do, because I do not want to hurt these. But overall, I'm very happy. This is my first order with Rosy Dawn Gardens. I will unequivocally be back. The stems on these look great. I think with a little sun and some TLC, these are going to flourish. My plan is to make a video of these maybe midway through summer and then at the end of summer, just to give you an idea of how these did in Zone 6A and just how they did in general. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.